Hey everyone, it's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. I wanted to pass on an important tip to you to help you save a lot of money over the course of the year when you are shipping out small and heavy packages like this one right here. It's small, 10 by 8 by 6 in terms of dimensions, but it is relatively heavy for its size. It's 6 pounds and 11 ounces. What's inside of here? Well, let me take you into one of my eBay listings to show you. So let's go right over here, and you'll see there a lot of 31 vintage bingo cards from the 1940s. Now, I purchased these at an estate sale. You actually might remember it from a prior haul video that I did. Got them for $4, and I sold them for what you see there, $35. So, that's about, $31 that's left over, and so we have to figure in the final value fee from eBay. They're going to take their cut. PayPal's going to take a little cut. But then the biggest factor to take into account with regards to the other extra costs you have to add into this is the shipping fee. Now, they are heavy, despite what you might think. The bingo cards, well, how much could a bingo card possibly weigh? But you have to remember, there's 31 of them. They're vintage ones, so they're relatively thick, and, they're made of this kind of heavy cardboard material. So when you add it up, it does get up there in terms of weight. Now, if you're trying to ship something out that is not first class and it's not a book or something that qualifies for media mail rate shipping, you're going to have to take into account several different factors to figure in what's going to be a factor for the shipping cost. And so you've got three main things you have to consider. You have to consider what's the dimensions of the item, what's the weight of the item, and where exactly is it going. So for heavy items in general, I don't care if they're small heavy items or big heavy items, if they are heavy, you want to make sure you cover yourself so you have all options available when it sells, because you're not going to know exactly where the person is going to live who purchases it. If they purchase it relatively close to where you live, then it's not going to cost that much in terms of the distance aspect of it. But if they live very far away and you start to now interact that weight of the item with the distance, regardless of the size of the package, the price is really, really going to move up there. So, that's why you want to make sure you set your shipping to economy shipping, just blanket economy. Like you see there, economy shipping. That's what you want it to be, because you could always upgrade the shipping. I've talked about this in prior videos, and your buyer's never going to get upset about that, getting it faster than they thought. And sometimes, ironically, priority mail shipping actually costs less than ground parcel post. It really all depends on those three factors and how they interact in terms of the size, the weight, and the distance. Now, sometimes priority is actually cheaper than discount rates through FedEx. So sometimes priority is actually cheaper than FedEx Smart Post, and sometimes it's cheaper than FedEx Home Delivery. All of those are your main four options that you need to look into initially. Now, you also are going to want to check a fifth option though, okay? The fifth option is the key new option that I want to talk to you about, and it's something called cubic shipping. Now, many of you who are watching this already know about it. In fact, some of you, like Noel Griffiths, have actually told me about it, and that's how I learned about it. But I want to pass on just my own experience with it so I could share it with people who are new. Now, by the way, I gave that example of priority mail sometimes being cheaper than those other rates, but you really just have to experiment with it, because sometimes the parcel post will be the cheapest, sometimes FedEx Home Delivery will be cheapest, and sometimes FedEx Smart Post. It really just depends. You have to play around with the numbers. But I like entering those things first, because that gives me a sense of exactly how much those different shipping services are going to cost. But then the new thing that I'm doing now, if I have a small enough package, is I go to the website for Pirate Ship. Now, I heard about this a lot, but Pirate Ship will try to see if they could get you what's called cubic rate shipping. And all cubic rate shipping means is that what's going to factor into what your cost is the size of the item. So that's where we get, when I say size of the item, I mean the size of the package. So you're going to have to enter in the length, the height, and the width, plus where it's going. Those are the two factors. So it's going to eliminate the weight, and that is crucial because the weight is sometimes one of the biggest factors that plays into how much you're going to pay for the shipping. So for this item, okay, and that's why I want to tell you how much I sourced it for and how much I sold it for, because we've got $31 left over to play with. Once we start looking at all these other fees again, we know that shipping is going to be the biggest one. So if I went to FedEx, FedEx is going to tell me that it's going to cost $15.99 to ship this item through home delivery, FedEx home delivery. Now that's going to take about up to 5 days to get there. Now if I want to draw it out longer and I want to take maybe up to 7 days or so, that would be FedEx Smart Post. That's going to cost around $13.45. But priority mail, if you were to try to ship this item, priority mail, without an eBay discount, it's going to cost you $25. With an eBay discount, it's going to cost you $23 to ship it priority. If you try to see what it's going to cost you to ship it, and by the way, all these shipping rates I'm telling you is what it's going to cost to go to Montana. So from New York to Montana, which obviously they're very far apart from one another. So that's what all these rates apply to that I'm telling you. Now, it's going to cost you, same thing, around $23 to ship this item from New York to Montana with parcel post. So none of those options are really that appealing to me. They're still pretty up there. I really, for an item like this, going out that far, I'd really like to be more in the $10 range realistically for shipping, but none of those services that I told you gave me that option. So you have to go to this pirate ship and you've got to enter in the dimensions of your package. So here we're going to go 10, we're going to go 8, and we're going to go 6. And what that's going to do is calculate the cubic volume. And the cubic volume is 0.28, so that qualifies for cubic tier 0.3. The key is you cannot go over 0.5. And now while I say it doesn't factor in weight, you cannot go over 20 pounds. So as long as you stay under that weight, then you're fine. So it's for small, heavy packages within that, within those restrictions, okay? But that's what a lot of small, heavy packages are going to be within there. It's not too often you're sending out items that are, 40 pounds or anything like that. Although once in a while that might happen, but then cubic rate's not going to apply to it. It's also not going to apply for big boxes like this, even though they're light, something light like this, not going to work. Or even if it's, a box maybe like this size, like a rectangular one, like one of those Amazon boxes that you get in the mail often, it's not going to work for that if the dimensions are too big. So the packages do need to be relatively compact, so keep that in mind when you're selecting your boxes for these small, heavy items. You want to make sure it kind of exactly fits into it, best as possible. So 10 by 8 by 6 boxes, by the way, which eBay sells through their eBay store. You could get them there, and you could get a good rate for them, and that will qualify for the cubic rate shipping tier. Now, to log in and get an account is very easy. You just create your free account, you enter a little bit of information, it's pretty minimum, and once you log in, it allows you to integrate all of your eBay listings and calculate the shipping, the cubic rate shipping tier if it is applicable, and then you could just print your shipping label right from there. Everything is interwoven into one another, and as you'll see right over here, look at that. This is the key point of what I wanted to show you, which is that this is going to ship out with the cubic rate. See, it says priority mail cubic, $10.26. So you're saving 59%. I mean, that's just crazy. You're not going to get that if you go to the post office, and you cannot, I repeat, you cannot get that shipping rate on eBay. I don't care if you're a top-rated seller, super top-rated seller, make up whatever kind of top-rated seller you want. You cannot get that on eBay. So the only way to get it is you have to go through one of these cubic shipping rate services. Pirate Ship is one of the main ones. There's other ones out there, but a lot of people tend to use the Pirate Ship. So I want to thank people like Noel Griffiths, who told me about Pirate Ship. Star Bryson from Flippin' Hippos also had some a video on this. And so I've just seen the words being used and the terms being used, and I finally looked into it, and I did investigate a lot as to whether or not this was, a legitimate service or not. And it is. It's just, this is a service that's passing on that discount shipping on to you. And so they've made an arrangement with the post office, obviously, and also with eBay to intertwine all these services together. So that you could get this discount. So absolutely, you need to keep this in mind to save you a lot of money. If you start using this service and saving money because of this video, you know that's the exact type of stuff that I love to know about. So please drop a comment down about that down below. I'd love to hear that. And I also just want to put a special thanks for everyone who joined the live show last night. That was a great time. We had a lot of fun there. A lot of people joined. Mrs. Primetime, my wife, had a blast. So thanks a lot, everyone who came to that. I will be doing another live show next week, by the way. And if you're coming to this video way after the time I did it, go back and watch it. It's going to be on Casey the Rockstar Flipper's YouTube channel. We are going to do a video on time management. So that's November 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you write that down somewhere so that you get there to that video. Also, make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to now the Primetime Treasure Hunter YouTube channel. I heard back from Pete, the Craigslist hunter, and he approves of my use of the term, so I'm happy to hear that because the term is partly in homage to him. So also just make sure you go check out Craigslist Hunter if you haven't checked out one of his videos. His channel is absolutely amazing, so you should definitely go check him out. Also, if you remember from earlier today, if you're a member of my Facebook group, I did highlight this item as the Be on the Lookout item of the day, and I gave you a lot of information about it. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, please come and join that. It's free. The link is down below in the description section. I do a Be on the Lookout item every day. Plus, forget that, even beyond that, we've got almost 4,000 members in less than a year. Very, very supportive group. Definitely worth joining. I'd love to see you there. So all you got to do, go to the description section, send a join request, and I usually let people in pretty fast. I'm always checking that. So hope to see you there, and hope to see you at the next video. Hope the video helped, and I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.